I'd love to give 64 a shot.
There's plenty of people who would welcome you, treat you well. 64 community is full of homies. It's full of decrepit, aging homies. There's been
Ooh,
like
I've not
kind
seen
of
that
like
much.
a very minor revolution in the 64. Like the game still retains its core, like as in the people who have been here are still here. There's been a lot of like small newcomers, like even in Midwest.
Dude, I was
like, a
literally
few
just
people.
talking the other day how I feel like I haven't been paying attention obviously, but like I was saying on my Melee stream the other day how like I kind of worry about like the best players not playing as much, like Boom, because like I feel like in Melee you see like the newcomers who are like taking over, like Zane and IBDW kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying how like I don't. It's hard for me to imagine like a new person becoming like as good as Boom kind of deal, or like the Japanese players.
That's gonna be a while. Like Boom is still like he's still Boom, right?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a long time. Like you can't.
Maybe not Boom level, but like that echelon, like top 5, top 10. And I was
Yeah.
saying like I feel like even if there are some new people, I feel like I don't know if anyone's gonna be dedicated enough to get to that level, but what you're saying, it sounds like the opposite. Like there are people who are like getting really good now.
Yeah, people are getting better, like on average. I think like the average skill has improved. So you have a lot of people who are like impressive for how much time they've had relative to how long the scene has been.
Yeah.
I've been a part of this community in some form since 2007, and like I've heard people in 2010 say, 64 is dying. I've heard them say it in 2012, excuse me. 64 is dying. 14, same thing. And still, there's people who want to play this game. Like, there's people who probably still get on like their original Xbox and play Halo 2. If people want to play the game will never truly die. So, like, is 64 growing at an exorbitant rate? Not really. But it's still alive. Yeah, I would
Hero
think so.
playing more?
Yeah, he's playing a bit more. Just, I think, like, COVID really helped people like wanting to play online. It's not like we're like sitting at like, oh my god, there's like 100 people are playing every day. No, it's still pretty like the same. But like I said, I just see a lot of newcomers with a lot of passion and wanting to get better and just playing online a lot and asking for games and stuff.
So people are really gonna try like local Project 64.
I've seen it happen once with the lab. Who knows if that starts like a ripple effect, but it's just a matter of, you know, people finally realizing that.
Were they doing monitors or CRT?
Awful. I think it would be through a monitor because, you know, it's less resource intensive for the
community
TOs as well. Yeah, well, yeah, that too, and just the TOs in general. Like, it's 2022.
Yeah.
CRTs came out like, I don't know,
we're
like
still
the
using
80s?
CRTs for Melee, but that discussion's still going on about the monitor stuff. The reason it hasn't been implemented yet is because, one, the players like CRTs, and two, people are still arguing over like the input lags, software for Melee and stuff. Like, it's still not quite there, to be honest, but people are trying to push for it more than others. But it's different for this if we play on Project 64. But didn't someone talk about for tournaments, like, even though the N64 lags when you play or whatever, the micro stutters, they were making like a cherry pie. I don't know what it's called. Is that what's called? A cherry pie?
Its fake name is the Sienna's box. But that is what it kind of is.
But it's not just an overclocked N64. It's like something more advanced.
Yeah, it's like an emulator, except like in a Raspberry Pi, you know? It runs Remix, and that's all it does.
What is my purpose?
It runs Remix.
Oh my god.
I don't know how many of those he has in production.
So he made one?
Yeah, he made one.
Okay.
That's why I call it the Sienna's box. So there's no Fizzy. But I would say like Sienna's is like relatively close to what a Fizzy could be.
Yeah.
K-Rool.
Yeah, I was about to literally mention the exact same thing.
Yeah.
We were gonna say the same thing. So he was working on rollback, right? That's what you're gonna say?
Yeah, and I don't know if he went any farther with it.
Yeah, does he still have his Twitter and all that, or no?
I'm sure he does, but
give me a second.
When it comes to spending all that time developing something for such a niche game like 64.
Yeah.
I think you just have to kind of cut your losses and just be like I'm sure he was interested, but maybe he found like
It was just
a
too
developmental roadblock, and it's just like, yeah.
That sucks because like Melee set, it would be great if 64 had it, and then you know in the future Ultimate would one day have it, or maybe Smash 6 would have it or something, and then everybody would have every Smash game would finally have good online or whatever. But it's no one does it for 64 because there's not enough interest. That could be a real reason that it doesn't happen basically. I tried to get 64 working online, but I had so many issues. It's definitely way easier than it used to be. I actually just set it up again recently because I did a Windows reset, and like, it's actually kind of mind-blowing how easy it is compared to back in the day. It's actually insane.
It is much easier, but I just truly wish we could... I wish we had a better online system.
System? What do you mean by system? Like, you mean the netcode, or are you talking about like the whole ecosystem?
Server. Like, I wish there was a way to like do like traversal.
You mean P2P?
Well, we have P2P, but like some people just don't understand the concept of copying your IP and giving it to someone.
Well, I think it's more just it's hard to set up if you don't understand how to set it up.
I'm surprised even you fall for that.
The thing is, I could hit it if I was faster. I was just slow. I'm rusty. Also, maybe the input delay will make it not worth going for. Actually, I think offline is like faster now than console, right? Because of like CF1 and all that.
Yeah.
So technically, whatever the frame delay is, like I'm on 3 frame delay. It's technically 2 frame delay, right?
I don't think that's
more,
entirely true.
It's more like 2.5 frame or something.
It's actually placebo, but we just choose to do it because, you know, why
What do you mean placebo?
It's placebo, like it doesn't change, like CF1 doesn't change too much, or it changes very little.
What does it change?
I can't remember.
I thought it changed a frame. I don't see how it could be placebo if it's like if it's changing the way it feels more. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure offline is faster than CRT apparently, like native, so it would be less than 3 frames delay, right?
Yeah.
But,
offline emulators.
Well, he's trying to tell me it's not. I don't see the reasoning for that. Yeah, thanks Sushi Fox. Playing with emulator offline, there's still some lag.
Not when I played it.
I mean, typically yes, playing offline there is more delay than CRT, but I heard with CF1 and with something else that it's actually faster now because of those developments. That's what I'm talking about, John. Unless you're saying even with all those developments that it's still slower, because from what I know, it was always slower, but with the developments like CF1 and I forget the other thing, that it's faster now. And I'm talking about like 64 console CRT versus offline PJ64 on a gaming monitor. Oh, also full screen Windows 10. That's the other one.
Yeah, that helps.
And 120 Hertz. Yeah, with all those things. I'm not convinced, I'll say that, but I think you should do formal tests. I'll say that. You should do the tests and like, but do CF1, do full screen Windows 10, the game set to full screen while playing, and do 120 Hertz. But yeah, I didn't know anything was happening. I was like running yesterday outside, and I was just thinking like, I really do hope one day we do like PJ64 offline or whatever for tournaments, but I was thinking like, dude, how could that ever happen? Because like, there's just not enough like going on compared to like Melee. Like, there's a lot less like people like developing stuff kind of deal. But the fact that you said that is kind of mind blowing. So you're kind of like saying the opposite of the stuff I expect, which is like a good thing. Is everyone just playing Remix now?
Yeah, I would say everyone is playing Remix, but the thing about Remix is it's not like a Project M, okay? Like, it's not meant to be, where it's supposed to totally replace Smash, you know, vanilla. Instead, what it does is it gives more to the game.
Yeah,
we love.
that's what I really like. Is that it's basically just like a DLC. It's not like a new game with a similar engine or a similar feel. It's literally just a DLC basically, an unofficial DLC.
I have hopes for like the community finally realizing the game can't get anywhere in terms of like the current social climate being the way it is now. Like Remix has propelled 64 to such a high degree.
Really?
Like it's brought in so many new people.
Really?
Well, it hasn't brought in like like new people, like someone you would meet at like a tournament, or I could consider like a new person that came because of Remix and stayed because of Remix. No, not that, but just like general interest for the game.
That's good. This game has too much hit stun, no cap, low key makes it unenjoyable.
You just get used to it.
Well, hey man, you have a lot of low hit stun games to choose from, I'll say that.
When people are like, it has too much hit stun, it has too much of this, it's like, okay, so what's your point? You don't like the game, that's fine. I'm not gonna force you to like the game. But some people do like those things. That's literally the reason why I still play this game, is because of
The hit stun?
the hit stun.
Yeah.
The hit stun. The ability to do like crazy long punishes that aren't just tech chases and tech reads. Like that's still in this game, but all the other games are more based on like reading your opponent's tech, and it's like fake combos.
Or like or very short ones.
Yeah.
Like 2
even
3
melee.
Yeah. 2-3 hit combos. It's kind of funny. Ultimate actually has some ridiculous combos, like in very specific characters and in very specific matchups. Holy
I can't
shit.
believe